Yo, Shalom Israel. First, I want to start by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash, double honors and to the elders and apostles, GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. And Shalom to you hopeful like brothers out there. My name is Yeshaya, and I'm doing a video just talking about how fortune tellers, fortune telling is full of shit. Like, you should not deal with that whatsoever. Tarot card readings, fortune tellings, all that is it goes is deeply rooted in demonic shit and idolatry, right? So I got the Blue Letter Bible here pulled up. I'm in the commentaries of Acts 16 through 17, right? And this is someone who was following around Apostle Paul, I believe, when he was going on in Macedonia, right? So significance of that is this demon, right? So actually the header right here says a demon-possessed slave girl follows Paul. Who was this girl? This girl was she was demon-possessed, which gave her the ability, to have a deeper insight into people's lives. And unto that, she was being used to fortune tell as a scheme of money. What do they do now? If you go to Venice Beach, you're going to see fortune tellers. You're going to see these people talking about fucking different theories and different, vain dreams and imaginations, man. When I was in Venice Beach, there was this tarot card bitch over here. And two of the bros started playing around with her and just saying, like, so, what do you think the end of the world is going to be? Or, just kind of fucking around with her, asking these questions that they know she's not going to answer correctly. I didn't say anything. I listened. And the shit that she said was just weird as fuck. She said something about you have to have a certain vibration to pass into the afterlife. And if you don't heal your spirit, your vibration is not going to be able to transfer into the outer dimensions. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? That's the vain dreams and imaginations. At one point in time, that fortune telling shit used to be actually like a real thing, man. But guess what it was? It was really just demons. Right? It was the evil spirits that gave the people power to do so, man. All right, so let's read. All of this is really just kind of a little bit of a history on it, who that girl was. But what I wanted to get is the breakdown here, talking about that name, right? And it says, this girl is deemed possessed as a source of money for fortune tellers and yada yada. But it actually says she had a spirit of Pythona. This does not mean much of us, but this is why it is not translated literally. But Pythona was a certain kind of snake, a python. It is used here because a python was associated with the god Apollo, not far from Philippi. In this very area of Europe, there was a shrine to the Python Apollo Bois, right? So, for the most part, if you go into the deep root of witchcraft and shit like that, it's all based on idolatries and different power figures that these people work under. Really, those figures don't even exist. It's just demons that are sent on the left hand side of the Lord to be able to stir the pot, right? I'm Native American, so-called Native American. That's not my tribe, but that's what I'm mixed with, from the tribe of Gad. I had a few grandmothers in my family line that were accused of being skinwalkers. And that's because all the time down there in the reservations, right, there would be accounts of her doing weird-ass witchcrafty shit. There was one time she was about 60 years old. She broke her hip, and then the next day, she fucked her hip up. Everyone's seen it. She went to the hospital. She was admitted. She broke her hip. The next day, she was walking. The very next day, she was walking upright like nothing fucking happened, right? That's one account. Another account is I had an old grandfather who was walking around the res patrolling. He was going from a Hogan to the house and had to stop at another Hogan to get something and then go back to the house. He said when he went into that Hogan, he saw my grandmother there with her hair drooped over her face. You know how they have it in the ring? And she was covered in animal blood and weird hides and herbs. And she was fucking like sitting there saying some shit under her breath and murmuring, right? And also with her was another person, had their face completely covered in this black tar, and they were doing some weird shit, and he booked it and ran out and he moved out of the res. He moved out of the reservation and left that shit alone. There was another incident where my grandmother actually, this is really weird. My entire family moved out of the Native American reservation and into the city, and for some reason they never felt the need to come back, right? And you know Native Americans, how they have their fucking like suspicions and shit, because they all are familiar with witchcraft and things that they used to do, because it runs in my family of fucking witchcrafty ass old ladies. So my grandmothers actually, the ones that were missing my family not coming back to the reservation and saying hello, were thinking, why is it that my kids aren't coming back to my house? They hired a so-called medicine man, right? And they found, for some reason, they led them to the bottom of this hill, because their house is on a hill. At the very bottom of the hill, they found and dug up this little patch. It's a rear patch of dirt. It's a dirt road, and they picked a specific patch of dirt on that dirt road. As to how they even thought to access that one specifically, that's all up to the fact that they dwell within witchcraft. And they dug it up, and they found the kids' hairs. They found pictures of the kids. They found bones, and they also found teeth. And it was dug up deep. It was deep inside of the floor and on a dirt road, and they found it, and they covered it up. And that same weekend, the entire family all went back to the house uncoordinated. It is completely uncoordinated. So you can say that that's a spell. They use that as a way to, they're using basically demon skills. And this is nothing new. This has been happening for many generations abound, right? And that's why you should stay far the fuck away from it, bro. Don't allow none of that shit in your house. Don't allow people to talk about that shit around you. Let that shit be where the fuck it's at, which is on the left-hand side of the Lord. You walk by righteousness and on the right-hand side of the Lord. So, right? So you need to leave all those things alone, because otherwise you might get mixed in with that shit, man. Don't get mixed in with that type of shit. It's really fucking weird. But yeah, they all went back that same weekend uncoordinated. They didn't talk to each other and be like, let's all go back. Every one of them felt the need just to go back, because that was a demon, bro. That's that demon. That's that witchcraft shit, man. That really is how that works, bro. Because through Native American folklore, there's a lot of things that are folly, but then at the same time, there's some things that are actually true, bro, because these people do idol worship, and demons do give them the ability to do certain things, and they think it's that idol that allows them to do those things. Why do you think Gad got so misled about Mother Nature and shit like that, man? They're all, if you look into Gadites and the way that they believe things, they believe off of the earth, and then they believe stupid shit. They believe that you have to cleanse on the eclipse and you can't be seen and you have to fast, and they believe that you have to, what are some things? You can't hurt animals, because that same hurt that you did to that animal is going to come back to you. So if you stab a deer, you're going to lose a rib or some shit like that. They believe things in that sort because they've been led off straight for so fucking long, man. Right? And at the end of the day, man, that's why you don't deal with those type of things, right? Because let's read it. 16. One day, going up to the place of prayer, we met a demon-possessed slave. She was a fortune teller who earned a lot of money for her master. She followed Paul and the rest of us, shouting, "These men are servants of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and they come to tell you how to be saved," right? And this is how you know, man. These demons, they know the spirits, man. They can tell who are men of the Lord, and they can tell who are not the men of the Lord, man. Even the demons, they all know Yahawah Mashiach, man. They can tell that you are, they could identify you by the fact that you're in faith to the Lord, man. And why do you think you have so many demons trying to plague you on a daily basis? Because they know who you are, right? That scripture in Luke says, Satan seek you, he shall sift you as wheat, or something like that, along those lines, roughly paraphrasing. It's all a great sifting, man. But at the same time, you got to be real circumspect and stay far away from those type of things. It's a real easy, it's not a hard to understand point. Don't even allow that shit to be around you. Because I'm sure, most of y'all brothers don't even dwell within that type of house. And y'all let that shit be far away from you. But don't even let people talk about that around you. You see it on social media, scroll past that shit, report it, block it, leave it all the fuck alone. because those are very, very malicious spirits, man. But hey, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to lastly give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash, and Shalom.